Hey everyone, got my table saw out. I am cutting slats or posts or whatever you'd like to call it for support trellis netting for dahlias. And I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cut right now. I have brought some treated lumber 1x2s over here to this row. And in this row, you can see the indented dark spots with moisture. Those are dahlias. I am placing the slats to 1x2s every 10 steps, and then I will throw support trellis netting over top of that so the stems will have something to hold on to. One of the things that I'd like to mention on this week's channel is that some of the flowers that you see on our Instagram come from a farm that I work on, and I'm just getting mentorship there at the moment while I grow my own flowers here. So that's what I do during the day, and then I come here in the afternoons and work over here after the sun goes down. As you just see me place that dahlia into the hole, you've seen that it had tap roots. One thing that a lot of people don't know is when you cut a rooted cutting, you'll get tap roots from that, and that will eventually turn into tubers that you can split up and multiply. And never buy a dahlia again unless you have a disease of some sort or a loss. Last night, darkness fell on me, so I wasn't able to get everything that I wanted done. But behind me, up on the hill, I put the stakes in the ground, and those are just going to be used for the trellis support, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. But one thing I wanted to touch on is the sprays that we use, and we try to be organic as possible. One of those that we use is fish emulsion, and right here it is. You can check that out, and it's some stinky stuff, that's for sure. And what we use it for is the deer and rabbits and other little varmints that come around. If you put this stuff on it, you smell it for a mile away. I'm not kidding. You don't want to get it on your clothes or anything like that. And you know, the deer repellent or the fence line or whatever they call it, this is just the off-brand of it, and it's much cheaper to do that. The other thing we use is neem oil, and it's also organic. Neem oil is a fungicide, miticide, insecticide, and it's just a concentrate that I mix up also with the fish emulsion in the gallon jug, and that does, I think, around 1,000 square foot for me. And it just takes a tablespoon of both of each mixture and the concentrate, and then I just go spray it on everything. The support netting should have been a must when I first started this, but I thought that, you know, that it would be fine. Look at the curve in that. I don't think anybody's going to take that unless I can straighten it out, and who can straighten out a stem? So back to the dahlias up here on the hill. What I'm going to do is add 2 more stakes here. I have 2 more sets of stakes up there that you can see, and I'm going to put in support trellis netting. It's horizontal and it's 6-inch squares, and it's 330 foot by 4 foot wide. Taking a break, I gotta go get 1 more stake for the top up there. But look at these sunflowers here. They're starting to pop a little bit. That's pretty cool.
Well, the day has finally come. We're moving our 3 beautiful girls to the house. I am so excited. Alex finished up their fence today, all but adding the hot box. I can't wait to have them close, and will be much easier for us to take care of them. Our neighbors let us borrow the cages to take them to the homestead, and we put Moonbeam and Luna together, they're sisters, and then Molly, we're gonna put her by herself because they can be really mean to her. She's been the sickest and she's improving. She's really improved a lot, but they still try to bully her. So typical Alex, who never prepares for anything.
Yes, I do.
Forgot to bring a pliers.
I just found this in the yard.
That's the end of a jumper cable.
The work.
Worked really good. It worked very well.
Yeah.
We only ever had one goat get out, so this is the one to get.
What is it?
Parmac Precision.
Maybe you could be a
Solar
saleswoman.
Tech 12. I probably should study up on that a little bit more if I'm going to try to sell it.
Okay.
Yeah. Even though we are moving them to the homestead now, which is going to be really exciting and really convenient, we both are just so thankful for his grandma for allowing us to build a fence on a whim when we didn't know what we were going to put in it. And like, how many people do you know that would just allow you to do that? So she is a rare soul, and we're very thankful that she was willing to let us use a bit of their property for good.
We just got home. I'm up top with the goats, and now I have to put the solar charger up for them. I'm hooking up the hot right now. And most of the time your hot wire is supposed to be insulated, running to your fence. Well, in this case, we're not in them most of the time. This is my least favorite way of doing things, is rigging it up. Now I'm just hooking to the lower level of the fence to make sure that it's got good contact. Okay, so now I got the hot wire in, hooked onto the bottom of the fence here. The grounding rod is being hooked in. For this fence, all I did was use some 17 gauge wire, just some old insulators, 10 new T-posts. The rest of the T-posts I pulled out of the existing boundary fence over here on the property. They were really old and rusty, but I think they're gonna work for this.
We are walking out to check on the garden. It was super hot today and it finally cooled off, so it was time to check on everything. Yeah, don't touch it, baby, I'll shock you. So since we showed the garden last, Alex has staked our tomato plants. They look awesome. And then this one has its first tomato. So excited. Last year we didn't have this many plants because we have some up on the hill, and so we had to buy some. Well, my salsa is not nearly as rich as the tomato juice, so I'm really excited to see if everything can be from the garden this year to get that really nice rich red color and taste. Tastes so much better. So one benefit we've noticed to having a garden that doesn't get full sun, which I think technically it is full sun, because I think 8 hours is full sun, but it doesn't have sunlight after like 4 o'clock, is when we go to pull our weeds. They just come out so nice, and we don't have to water as often as I know we would if we had like 12 hours of sunlight.
Wow.
So these are tenderette bush beans, which I originally wanted Blue Lake. When we went to buy them, they were all out. So this is what we got, and I've never grown this kind before, so I'm hoping that they do good and they give me as many as I got last year. I think last year I got at least a bushel of beans, which isn't, I know that's not a lot for a lot of people, but with our little spot that we grow on, it's like, it is smaller, so I was really happy with that. So once these are done, I'll rip them up and then replant and hopefully get 2 crops. So as you can see, we have a little bit of a pest problem going on. So Alex went ahead and sprayed the neem oil, which is for pest and disease, and then he also sprayed some fish emulsion, which will help with the rabbits or the deer. And then we also have an electric fence, but just as a second preventative, we went ahead and sprayed them with the fish emulsion. And we'll link both the neem oil and the fish emulsion in the description for you guys, so you can see what we're using. And I'll keep you updated on how it does because we just have sprayed them both once right now.